and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope all today, hope you're feeling grand, and all's well in your world. Hello there, everybody. Today's VidPooTube is about this, my backup pedal board slash main pedal board. This is the board I take out with me to gigs and will use if something happens to my main pedal board. You know, if something dies, somebody spills beer on it, or something goes wrong catastrophic with that, this is the board I'd go to. Or if I got to the venue and the stage was tiny, I couldn't fit my board on there, this is the board I would use. So it's kind of like my main pedal board slash backup. This is also the pedal board I used for the Paris Fashion Week gig. The vlog for that as well, PeopleTube, by the way, is coming out at the end of this month. I'm filming these videos in March, but again, these videos aren't coming out till June because I've got a huge backlog of videos because I just film and film and film and film and film and get carried away with myself. So the Paris gig vlog is coming out at the end of this month, and so this is coming out in June. But anyway, let's get to it. But this is basically the minimum amount of gear I can use at a gig and be very, very happy. I mean, minimum amount of gear is just the CR120. I can happily plug into the CR120 and play the whole gig. I would miss my wah pedal, delay, and this and the other. But if needs must, I can go straight into the CR120 or the Boss Katana Artist down there or whatever amp I've got and be quite happy. But pedal board wise, this is the minimum amount of pedals I want and require to do a trio gig. Or anything else for that matter. It's very versatile. It's not a lot of stuff here, but the Zoom makes it very versatile. So, it's all mounted onto a Boss BCB, or what are they called? They've got a strange name. I can't remember. There's one back there. I can't see it. One sec, PeopleTube. Bear with me. No, that doesn't tell me either. I don't know. I want to say it's the BCB something or another. But it's a Boss pedal board that I've had since 2005. This was my main pedal board, actually, for many years. I stopped using it in, I think it must have been about 2008, 2009 I stopped using this. So I used this for a long, long time. This was my main gigging board. And we've had some gigs, me and this mate. But it's all mounted into that, and I've used this for all sorts of kind of other things over the years, but it's kind of sat dormant for a long time. It's kind of like just been storage for bits and pieces. And when this year I wanted to have like because I was for backup pedals for the last year or so, I've been using the Zoom G6 as a backup pedal, but I wanted to have individual pedals as a backup just in case. The Zoom is great, but I wanted this instead. And the Zoom's now just kind of like, you know, when needed and fun, basically. Anyway, so it's mounted onto that. So let's get to the pedals. So ignore the RC10 looper. When I go out gigging, unless I'm doing a solo thing, the looper's not there. So ignore that for now, that's not there. So the first pedal is the Zoom G2.1U, and again, this is like my desert island pedal. I just love it. It does everything I want it to do, and it's giving me a lot of options. This is basically the huge variety pedal on this board. This is what's giving me versatility with this board. So what this gives me is chorus, whammy, compression, noise gate, delay, reverb, what else we got? Harmonizer, I've said distortion. What else have we got in here? Certain like phasers, phaser, flangers, you know, you name it, this is giving me it, basically. Because it's a multi-effects unit, it's giving me all sorts of stuff. And I'll talk about how I've got it set up in a moo-moo. But for now, that's like the variety pedal. This is the pedal that makes this very small board very, very versatile. Very versatile. And like I said, I could go to any gig with this pedal board and just do it easy. In all fairness, PeopleTube, this is all I need, really. You know, the big board is fun, but if somebody would say you're not allowed to use that many pedals anymore, this is the minimum amount of pedals I could get by with very easily. Okay, so that's basically the kind of like the brain, all the effects and fun stuff going in there. Next along is the Marshall Governor 2 Plus pedal. This has been my main distortion pedal forever, and I just love these to bits. They're my favourite distortion pedal, bar none. Well, next to a certain orange fellow over here, but this is my favourite kind of like classic distortion. The DS2 is totally different. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is kind of like, it's just ace. I just love it to bits. And I've used them forever, and I just love them to bits. So that's the Marshall Governor. Next along is the Tone City Golden Plexi, which is my always-on pedal. I never really turn that thing off. It's pretty much always on all the time. And that's giving me my kind of like pseudo John Frusciante dirty clean tone, which controls the level of certain things. Namely, this pedal, the Ibanez Wah WH10. This is the V2 model, which I still love, still use, still think is a fantastic pedal. It's expressive, the boost in it is amazing. It gives me that kind of John Frusciante thing if I want it. It gives me Jimi Hendrix if I want it. I just love it to bits. And because it's small, it fits on this board really nicely. A Vox Wah would fit there as well, but I really like to have variety. Especially on wah-wah pedals. So my main pedal has my Vox Wah. This has the Ibanez WH10, just for different voices. And I like going between this one, the Vox Wah, and the Revival WH10. They're just kind of like my free go-to wah-wah pedals. And like I say, the WH10 is on here right now. That could change to the Revival or the Vox at any point, I don't know. But I love the WH10 V2. It's fantastic. And then from there, we have the Boss DS2, and that's your lot. It's simple as can be. Like I say, the Golden Plex is on pretty much all the time. Variably, I will turn it off sometimes, but not that often. So, let me go back to the Zoom. So, the Zoom pedal, I've got a couple of different patches set up in this. A7 is my kind of go-to patch. That's my clean tone. Okay, so that's where I am. That's my home base. And set up in that is basically not a lot, really. I've got a reverb set up in there. I have a compressor set up in there as well with no compression. I don't use the compression on the compressor. I just crank the volume. And what that does is it basically punches the front end of the amp a little bit. It makes the amp work a bit harder. And I like that more. But again, I don't use the actual compression. There's no compression in there. Also, I have on the expression pedal a delay. So when the pedal's all the way back, heel down, there's no delay. And as I push the pedal forward, I get more and more delay till when it's all the way forward, it's chaos basically, and it works really well for volume swells. So that is my delay pedal basically. So I have a delay on here. So A7 is my happy place, normal place. A8 is my solo boost, and that's basically for like when you play in pubs and stuff, and you're not mic'd up, or even if you are mic'd up, you can't rely on the sound guy to boost your solos. A8 is a volume jump, and that has delay as well. A9 is a volume boost with delay on it with whammy that goes up, so it's like Tom Morello. A6 is chorus with delay on there. A5 is just a clean with delay. A4 is harmonizer for the trio song Overcome. And that's it. I can also dial in other patches to have phasers, other choruses, different reverbs. I can also have distortions on this if I want. I don't really use them though. I prefer these. But yeah, that's it, Poochu. It's very, very simple. Like I said, this is making it very, very, very versatile. It's giving me all sorts of stuff. And again, I've just got that set for delay. And again, different patches, chorus, volume governance, and whatever. So that's it. It's very simple, but it does the job. And like I say, if I need a backup pedal board or a small pedal board, this is it. This is literally perfect. I can get through every song I need to for the trio, or for any other band actually, for that matter. This will give me what I need to get the job done. So what I thought I'd do now, PeopleTube, is basically kind of like show you the sounds in isolation. So I'm going to turn the Golden Plexi off. We'll start with a straight clean sound, and I'll basically turn these pedals off and on and let you hear them how they sound. We're going through Defender Deluxe today, people tube, as well as a bit of a difference. I fancied a bit of a change. We're going through Defender Deluxe. We're in the DI as well, and we're using the ribbon mic emulation. I'm not using a mic on the amp today, so you're just going to hear the emulated ribbon mic on the Deluxe, which I think sounds amazing. Okay, so anyway, I hope that made sense. I have that fear that I've just waffled on and that hasn't made any sense whatsoever. Oh yeah, it's all powered, by the way, by the Voodoo Labs Pedal Power 2 Plus. Pedal Power 2 Plus. I'll get there in the end. So that's what's powering it all. I actually have 2 spare sockets if I ever wanted to add to this. I don't know where they would go, and I don't know what I'd add because this does it all. And like I say, the looper is on the floor because I say if I go out gigging, unless it's a solo thing, I don't need the looper. So that's always kind of off the boards because, you know, I need the space for other things. So, and I like loopers on the floor. I really don't like when the looper's mounted to a pedal board. It feels weird. I'm so used to using them on the floor. So that's why the looper's there. And again, like I say, if I go out gigging with a trio, or if anybody hired me for whatever, I just use my boards as they are. I don't require a looper, so to say. Anyway, without further ado, let's plug in a guitar. Not Mr. White, sadly, because I broke his high E string in the intro jam. And let me show you these pedals in isolation, show you what they sound like, show you kind of in depth what the Zoom's doing as well. And yeah, let's make some noise. YouTube, there you go. So basically, that is it. I don't actually, to be honest with you, I don't really need anything else. But don't tell anybody because I love effects. But yeah, so basically, if I had to go minimal, like if somebody put a gun to my head and said, "You have to go minimal, boy," these are the 5 pedals that I basically can't be without. I just love it. It's 5 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is 6 technically if you want to include the looper. But yeah, so this is my backup pedal board / kind of main pedal board if needs must, and I just love it. It feels great. It like I say, it's extremely versatile for being like very small. And again, that's all thanks to Mr. Zoom here, because the Zoom does so much and does it really, really well. That's really, really cool. So yeah, that's it. There's not much more to say. Pedals are set pretty much identical to how I have them set. I've done so many videos on how I have these things set up, and they're pretty much identical, apart from the volumes on the Golden Plexi and the Governor are slightly different. The volume on the Governor is at 1 o'clock, and the volume on the Golden Plexi is 1 o'clock as well. On my bigger board, I run the Governor volume at 3 o'clock, and I run the Golden Plexi volume at 12 o'clock. But because there's less going on here, it's a stronger signal. Things have to change slightly. It's also slightly brighter than my bigger board, again, because there's not as many pedals kind of buffering the signal down. But I love it to bits, and like I say, if I needed to, this is a board I could use all the time. No ifs, no buts. I would miss certain effects like the Phase 90 and the Voodoo Vibe and the Mel 9. I'd miss my Line 6 delay modeler as well. But if I had to, this is kind of like the minimum amount of pedals I can get by, and hence why this is my backup / main pedal board. And I love it to bits. It's so cool. Like I said, I do have videos all over there on my pedal boards and how I've got these pedals set up. It's not, they're just all over my channel, basically. But anyway, there you go, PeopleTube. That's it. So that's my backup pedal board. I hope it's made some kind of sense, and I hope it's been an okay video for you to watch. I hope it's been enjoyable. And like I said, it's really important, I think, as a gigging musician, you need backups. You need alternatives. You always need 2 guitars, 2 amps, more leads than you think you'll ever need, backup pedals, backup pedal boards, because things will go wrong. They will fail, and you don't want to be kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere going, I don't really have a replacement for this, because it's not fun. Been there, done that, didn't enjoy it, wasn't nice. Don't do it. It's not good. So yeah, just bear that in mind. It's always a good idea to have backups, and it also gives you an excuse to buy more gear, which is always a good thing. It's like, I need it. I need a backup. I can't possibly go out gigging with just one guitar, so I'm gonna have to go and buy another one. Now I play a song in a different tuning, so I'm gonna have to buy another one. You see, there's always reasonable excuses. It's great. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, there you go, PeopleTube. This is my backup pedal board / main pedal board. This is the board I used when I went to play in Paris at the Fashion Week. Like I say, a gig vlog on that is coming at the end of this month. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this vid, PeopleTube. Other than that, thank you much indeed for watching. If you like the channel, like the vids I do here, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Links to that down there, as well as links to my Bandcamp, where you can listen to my music, which is also down there. Other than that, I will see you again very soon for another video. What is next on the list? I have my calendar of doom here, PeopleTube, which I basically live and die by. Oh, I've got a really cool pedal to show you on Monday, which, in all fairness, PeopleTube, is way beyond my brain. There's so much in it. I don't want to say too much. I'm just going to tease you with it for now. But I don't really... We're just going to have fun with it, basically, PeopleTube. Interesting pedal fun video on Monday. So, until then, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and I will see you again very soon for another one. I hope you enjoyed this little look into, like I say, backup pedal boards. Like I say, it's always good to have a backup. It means you can buy more gear, remember. Okay? And, I will see you again very soon. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now.